Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Well, the last 24 hours or so in particular have been rather nuts for crypto, which is what you'd expect, extreme volatility. And look, as far as XRP is concerned, you were promised a show, and XRP will not disappoint. In fact, one of the most popular XRP chart analysts on the entire planet says that XRP, there are indications that it is going to be moving up to a $1.35 in the short term. And so I'm going to share with you perspective from a number of analysts, including him. But isn't it something how, for those of you that watched my video a couple days ago where I was talking about price, I noted that before this up, I think it was 2 days ago, that I just noted the analysts that I respect and follow, the vast majority of them were again in agreement that imminently we were going to see a dramatic move up for Bitcoin in terms of price action, which is important to us even as XRP holders because it leads the market. And I've just noted that when these analysts that I follow, when they seem to more or less have the same opinion, even if they don't agree exactly to what level Bitcoin's about to pop, when I see them come in alignment like that, it's much more probable than not that the group think it actually is correct because they're independently coming to these conclusions. So there's wisdom to that apparently, and it's not like I've collected data on how frequently they're accurate when they align like this. But damn, I'll tell you what, just anecdotally looking at this over the last couple years or so, whatever it's been, it stands out to me, and I take note of this. And it's been true every time XRP has popped in a notable way over the last 12 months. I've said it like, guys, look, I don't normally see this from the analysts that I follow, but they say XRP is going to pop. And then each time it happened early November of last year. It happened leading up to the run-up earlier this year in whenever it was, early mid-April, whatever it was, when XRP ran up to about $2. It happened this summer when XRP, after being at 52 cents, ran back up to whatever it ran up to. And so there's something to it, right? It seems that way. Even those data, there's those three, and then this most recent one, like that's several data points there. And yeah, you probably want to have more than that to come to a firm conclusion. I'm just telling you, my observation is that when they come in alignment like this independently, and then they do, things take off, and that is what we saw. So I'm going to share with you opinions from a few different chart analysts, and also what was the catalyst for this? Well, look, you know me, right? Anytime something happens, the news of the day, it's always attributed to that. So I'm going to share with you what was attributed to that. And I'm not saying that news never has an impact, but even if it does, a lot of the times when news sets something off, and sometimes you actually can chart and be like, okay, here's when the news hit on the first crypto media news outlets or mainstream media news outlet, and here's when the price popped. Yeah, sometimes you can line that up, but sometimes it's one of those instances where it's like, okay, but in a vacuum that wouldn't have done that. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back, one or another, right? But I want to be clear that I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say are right. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this, XRP is at $1.16. Bitcoin's at $60,718. Market cap for the asset class, $2.52 trillion, and Bitcoin dominates at 45.29%. XRP within the last 24 hours as high as $1.19, but Bitcoin stealing the show, and that's fine. I hold Bitcoin. I'm pro Bitcoin. Don't mind it leading the market for now. It hit its 24-hour high of $62,692.47 according to Livecoin Watch. So not far. It's like a stone's throw away from its previous all-time high from a little bit earlier this year of $64,763. Where are my bears at? Where are my bears at when Bitcoin is at $29,000 asking me to admit, no, demanding that I admit that we're in a bear market? Where's that? Where are they all at? They're a little bit quiet now. Are they hibernating now? That's fine. That's fine. But it was never probable that was the direction we were going to go. It was much more probable for so many reasons that have been highlighted for months that we would see continuation to the upside. We haven't had a blow off top yet. It's going to happen, I firmly believe, which is a great reason to be excited about this. So kudos to you for all being here involved in crypto. You are at the cutting edge of what's happening in the fintech, not even just fintech space. Like it touches so many different spaces. What do you want? I mean, you can broadly call it blockchain, but that doesn't even do it. It touches so much. Now, how are the lemmings feeling, though? Well, here's a crypto fear and greed index. And not surprisingly, they're feeling pretty good right about now. Here they are at 78 out of 100, indicating that the lemmings out there are feeling extreme greed. How about that? Now that prices are high, it means we don't need to be afraid no more, and everything going to be fine. Even Mr. Mouth Breather's feeling bad. I was like, oh my god. I sold like most of my little Satoshis, the little miniature Bitcoin places. But the rest of it's worth more now. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Mouth Breather, you go slobber somewhere else. I got a hot jam to record up in this bitch. How about this too? From Santiago Velez. I'm a fan of this guy. So I first came across him when he was having a conversation with Raoul Pal, who is a former Goldman Sachs exec, and he's the founder and CEO of Real Vision, which talks about all sorts of finance and crypto-related topics, heavy on the crypto. Certainly a fan. And Raoul Pal didn't know a lot about XRP leading into the tail end of last year. But in early December, he was curious and he just wanted to learn. So he had Santiago Velez on, who is just a wealth of knowledge. And Raoul Pal's been pro XRP ever since, at least as a trade. He recently stated that he thinks XRP is going to go at least 10x from the $1 level, which is roughly where it was when he stated that. And so he's on board, just like the rest of us. Like, yeah, it just seems like an inevitability. It's more of an if, not when. That's how it feels to me, anyway. And so Santiago Velez, he was sharing this, which Raoul Pal responded to. But Santiago Velez wrote, right on track, now comes the good part. And here's a chart, which is titled Bitcoin Stock to Flow versus Proof of Work Prices. Now, the creator of Stock to Flow, well, I shouldn't say that. The man who first applied stock to flow to Bitcoin specifically, because they've been applied to other assets, other asset classes, but the man who first applied it to Bitcoin goes by the name Plan B. And, I tell you this, the stock to flow from the beginning of time with Bitcoin, if you just chart what it would have you expect, it's been spot on. It really has. It's absolutely been nailing it. This model has not been broken. And I've been saying for the longest time, I think I don't see how it couldn't break at some time because it doesn't sufficiently take into account demand, this and that. And I saw him, I mentioned this the other day, but it's worth repeating for those of you not in the know. Might influence how you feel about the stock to flow model. But I heard Plan B being interviewed by Anthony Pompliano, and he actually does think that it's going to break. And he cited his reasons. I only heard him say it one time because I just listened to the podcast one time, so I can't. It's not committed to memory. I couldn't spit it back at the rationale back out at you. But he does believe that the stock to flow model will only be valid for the duration of this this bull cycle. But after that, there are going to be certain changes that will come into effect that will likely invalidate it, and you'll see the model break. That's what he thinks. And so that made me trust it a little bit more. I was like, huh, okay. So even he sees that it's not going to be sustainable forever, which was my inkling from the beginning. I was like, yeah, I can't deny it's been right. But if you consider all of this, like, it really is on path. And he's talking about Bitcoin hitting $135,000 on the low end, like closing at that. Or I can't remember if he said closing or hitting that at some point. But so either way, we're talking about substantially higher than Bitcoin is today. You're talking about a twofold increase. Now, the multiplier effect is weak, but in terms of dollars, that's substantial. And you know what happens when that money filters through the rest of the crypto space. It's going to be absolute chaos and mayhem and melted faces. It's going to be gross. There'll be gross melted faces all over the pavement. I can't wait for that. It'll be really exciting. And XRP, whew, you ain't seen nothing yet, folks. I'm telling you, like I said, you were promised a show, and XRP will not disappoint. And so anyway, this chart's just showing Bitcoin stock to flow model versus proof of work price. He's just compared it to a few other cryptos, but this top one is the Bitcoin USD chart. And you can see where it's heading, and he anticipates that. And then there was this. So here's what has purportedly caused all of this hot price action. Here's a headline from Daily Hodl. Every media outlet under the sun covered this, but this one's titled Pro Shares Set for Bitcoin Futures ETF Launch on Monday After Apparent SEC Approval. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has reportedly greenlit the country's first Bitcoin futures exchange-traded fund. ProShares, an ETF provider, filed a post-effective amendment prospectus on Friday that states the company plans to launch the Bitcoin Futures ETF on Monday, a sign that the SEC has approved the product. Now, the fund doesn't invest directly in Bitcoin, but it provides price exposure to Bitcoin futures contracts, a first in the United States. So this is not a Bitcoin ETF. A lot of people are mistakenly reporting that it is. It's a Bitcoin Futures ETF. And so it's kind of funny how this all plays out. If you were here in 2017, towards the tail end of the year, as I was, you may recall that it was either late November, early December, whatever it was, right around there, where the first Bitcoin futures contract was approved. and went forward. And so that was what was it was credited to, have pushed Bitcoin from, roughly $10,000 to $20,000. Like, I think it was going to happen anyway, but straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. Fine, it's just I just noticed that whatever happens in the moment, you look at whatever news is happening, and then you're like, oh, that's what caused the price action. Of course, oh yes, oh very well, peas and carrots, okay. Except for I don't think that's usually the case. I'm just not convinced of that. Now, sometimes it is, and I'll tell you this: you can kind of figure out the times where it is after the fact, because a lot of the times, if news actually did cause a crypto to run up, then it's typically a buy the rumor, sell the news. So if price is rising on a rumor or something like that, then when the thing finally happens, so like when this thing goes on Monday, if you see a price crater down, then I'd be more convinced that it did, which is possible. That certainly is possible. So if we see a crater on Monday for a fundamental reason like that, I'm like, okay. And then it does happen. I'm not pretending it doesn't here. And so look, we'd rather see an actual Bitcoin ETF because that would mean that it's physical Bitcoin is required. So in this case, this isn't directly impacting supply and demand, but hey, it's more of the frenzy around all of this. It's further adoption in general and acceptance of the crypto asset class. So I'll still take it, but it's not the same as if an ETF were actually they're actually a Bitcoin ETF, because it's just not like directly impacting supply and demand dynamics. And so this is people that kind of want exposure to crypto, but aren't for whatever reason willing to take that step into taking custody of Bitcoin themselves, which it's not the route I'd ever go. I mean, think about all the middlemen in between and the fees, and then you don't actually hold it. It's just like, it's not something that I'd be interested in. But hey, everybody gets to do what they want. Here's some comments from chart analyst DIY Investing on this. The ETF getting launched for crypto has come at a time in the market cycle right before we break all-time highs. Let me just pause to state again, that is what happened with Bitcoin futures. Isn't it funny how history has a way of repeating itself? Isn't it funny? It's not exactly the same, but it tends to rhyme with itself. Anyway, DIY continues. I have called for a cycle top in Bitcoin based on ETF approval. With that being said, it's unlikely the release of this ETF is the exact top for crypto. What I believe is happening is this. This ETF will bring one major rally to close out the end of this year, the blow-off top, so to speak. The timing of this release isn't lining up to a market top, but rather the coming of the major blow-off top type rally. Explosion coming. So yes, even if we have to wait a month or 2 or 3, whatever it ends up being, it's coming, and the timing of this is just comical and interesting to me at the same time. It's just, well, and I say comical and because it's funny. It's like I keep saying, history just repeats. Not exactly the same, but damn. Like, it's just amazing in terms of chart structure, all these things happening, the news reporting, like even the China FUD. Like, wow, it's like, am I in 2017 again? Jeez. Anyway, here's a tweet from the blockchain backer from yesterday afternoon. $2.5 trillion market cap for the entire crypto market. New all-time high. Love to see it. Isn't that cool? I know we haven't seen a Bitcoin all-time high, at least at the time of recording this, but all-time high for the crypto asset class, the entirety of it. That you'll love to see. So if this isn't reason to be exciting, my gosh. And look, there will be pullbacks along the way. Don't think that there won't be another pullback before we have this blow-off top. It's way more probable that we will. I don't know how notable. Maybe it won't be as bad as what we saw over the summer, but there's going to be something. So don't think that just because we're here that it's 100% smooth sailing. Volatility isn't ever going to go away for the duration of this market cycle anyway. And I don't want it to. The volatility is the reason that there's opportunity. So yes, you have to take the downside with it, but I don't mind that because data shows that we've been trending up for 12 years. So yeah, it's volatile, but as long as we're trending in the right direction, what the hell do I care? I don't. It's simple data. Then there's this from chart analyst Credible Crypto. And here's one for my ZERPs. And by the way, for those you may not be aware, ZERPs is a slang term for XRP. I don't know who started that or why, but it's been around here since, well, for as long as I've been in crypto, which is 2017. It's just not commonly used. But anyway, and here's one for my ZERPs. We deviated below the range rather than pushing up, but now we have reclaimed it. So I'm once again targeting the highs at $1.35 and beyond, XRP. And here's the chart that he shared. Whole market moves in tandem, my friends. So I understand that Bitcoin's recently been having the most excitement. But hey, you know, right before that, Bitcoin wasn't doing a damn thing and XRP rallied up like 15% in a day. It's like, whatever. It's fine. Every once in a while. So even when Bitcoin's leading, you will see individual coins pop off. And when Bitcoin's trading sideways along with the rest of the market, sometimes you will still see a few coins pop off like happened with XRP a few days ago. It's fine. And we're going to ultimately continue to the upside here. $1.35, yeah, that's the immediate next target. Super duper. Love to see it. But that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. You just wait. I firmly believe at some point that XRP will break through its all-time high and enter price discovery. And if XRP doesn't, then the rest of the market won't either. And I don't think that's in the cards. I just don't. The market moves in tandem. It's coming, period. Now, again, that being said, this is just my personal opinion. I'm not pretending to be some sort of internet money guru guy. I'm just not. I'm just a dude. But that is my opinion. And I love talking about this stuff, so I want to share it. And I love hearing your perspectives too. But it's based on everything that I've seen, all the data I've accumulated, considering human psychology, I can't imagine this not happening. Of course it's going to happen. It just seems so obvious even right now before it happens. You know, a lot of people would say that in hindsight because it's easier in hindsight, obviously. I'm telling you right now, I don't pretend to know how high XRP will go or when it's going to pop, but I feel 100% confident or as close to that as possible. It's going to happen. It is not if, it's when. It is coming. And I think we're really close to it. And then there's also this. Somebody asked Charles Credible Crypto, what is target for XRP is this market cycle if there's no settlement between the SEC versus Ripple? And he responded with the following. Same target as always, $20 to $30. And so, my friends, even with no settlement, XRP is participating in this rally, and it's easy to understand why. And I'm firm on this. A lot of people disagree, and that's fine. I respect their opinion if they disagree. It's not a big deal. We all have our different stances on this. I don't think it makes sense to think that XRP price will not participate, because when FOMO starts for any coin, whether it's Doge or Shiba Inu or Ethereum Classic, all the good ones, right? When it starts for any coin, even the good ones, like XRP, it's not about fundamental analysis. It's not the case that suddenly all these people did heavy research and now the money's all coming in at the same time. No, that's not how this works. People just follow the leader. It's FOMO, fear of missing out. That's all that it is. And I'm counting on humans behaving like that. That is what I'm betting on. For this market cycle, that's what I'm betting on to lead XRP price way more than fundamentals. I think XRP fundamentals, while fantastic, will have about 0% to do with this. It'll have very little to do with this. It's going to be follow the leader. And so, given the case, they're not going to know or care about the legal status of XRP in the United States. 95% of trading occurs outside of the United States for XRP. Of course it's going to go. That seems obvious to me. And so, again, I respect the opinion of anybody that disagrees. That's fine. We don't have to agree on this. We can still be friends. But to me, that position doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I say it's going no matter what. And I do acknowledge the price is suppressed at this point because people did react to the scary news in December, and it hasn't fully recovered ever since then. But I'm just telling you that's separate from the idea of when it goes, and people won't be looking at that or considering that. That's what I'm insisting upon right now. And then there was this from Credible Crypto. The last time I got these vibes, we rallied 500%. First pick is at $10,000 for Bitcoin. Second is today. I think I'm going to need it to make a new YouTube video for this one. And it's funny how these charts are so similar. Here's the first one from Bitcoin around $10,000. It ultimately increased 500%. And here's the one from, he said today, it was technically yesterday, but I still wanted to highlight this. Same points being made. Look at this. It's right here. I'll go back to the $10,000 one. There's the first one. And now let's go to the second one. And there's the second one. Very samey. How about that? And then somebody named Steve asked him, everything's still on track for our alts, question mark. And Credible Crypto wrote, yes, but Bitcoin will steal the show in the short term. Altcoins will follow. Yeah, which is normal. So don't be concerned about this. You know, if altcoins trade sideways for a little bit, some even go down a little bit, it doesn't matter. There's a reason that the market's very ecstatic about this. Most coins trading sideways are going down, yet Bitcoin going up. Well, how could it be that the sentiment for the asset class is increasing as almost all coins are trading sideways or going down? Well, because that money moved into Bitcoin because they were excited about it and they're feeling super duper thumbs up about it. Here's a tweet from chart analyst Michael Vanderpop. I'm still not assuming that altcoins are a heavy play here as Bitcoin is in the center. Just relax, take it easy, time will come, and then it's a play, probably December. And so look, he's acknowledging, yes, right now is Bitcoin time, altcoins are going to pop off, there will be alt season, probably December. That's effectively the message he's getting at. So it's exciting. We'll keep tracking this. This is a neat time to be in crypto. Congratulations on being here. Life-changing money to be had. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.